Welcome to the Texas Authors Institute TV show, produced by Beyond Bourgeois for the Texas Authors Institute of History, Incorporated, copyright 2024. If you would like to become a sponsor of our show and help us produce great content, please email us at texasauthors@outlook.com. If you would like to be on the show as a Texas author, please email us at texasauthors@outlook.com for more information. Music is Frolic of Words, created for Texas Authors Institute by Happy Fellows. Thank you for watching the Texas Authors Institute of History show with your hostess, Charlotte Canion.
I'm your host, Charlotte Canion, author of the award-winning book, You Have to Laugh to Keep from Crying, How to Parent Your Parents. And today our guest is Donna Joppie, and she is a suspense thriller author. Donna, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Charlotte. I appreciate you having me.
Well, before we dig into your writing and everything, would you mind telling us a little bit of your background, where you were raised, and, so that people can understand who you are?
I am one of 7 siblings from South Louisiana, a town called Houma, Houma. And we were about 20 minutes from the mouth of the Gulf of Mississippi River, down in swamp country. So,
do you have any?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, your speech is delayed, so I'm trying to figure this out. Do you have a husband and children and family?
I do. I'm married to Rick Joppie. We live in Horseshoe Bay. I have 4 children. He has 2. We have 9 grandchildren. So Christmas time is quite hectic. And so, but we love family and enjoy having them around.
I can relate to that. I have 20 grandchildren, so I have 26. Stockings on my chimney.
You get the grand prize.
Well, Donna, when did you decide you wanted to be a writer?
That all started about 14 years ago. And I had no clue this is what I was going to do. That was just to turn into such a major portion of my life. And it came quite by accident.
Well, did you study writing in school, or?
I did not. I have a career in quite a lot of other venues other than writing. And so writing came along. I was going through some difficult things. At the time, I had lost a husband. And Rick and I had been married 13 years, August. But my husband passed away, and so I was going through some difficult time. He died at 49. So, and I still had 1 in college. So, rebounding from all of that, I just started writing to kind of get my mind somewhere else, and discovered I adored it and just kept going from there. And knowing the first book I wrote was large enough to contain 7 books. Basically, it was over 780,000 words.
Wow. Wow. I can't imagine. I can talk all day, but I'm not sure I could write all day.
Well, I think I was healing, I guess you would say. I was healing during that time. And so it allowed me to do that. And I discovered I loved it. So I continued on.
Well, did that have something to do with the family secrets? Because I read something in your bio about writing books about family secrets.
Actually, family secrets has become quite a social media phenomenon. Being raised in South Louisiana with 7 siblings, we also grew up with a ghost. And yes, we lived with a ghost. And so the family secrets are like chapters or small segments from not only myself, but my other siblings about our encounters with our ghost. And then later, my brother encountered one because he moved into a plantation house in near Shreveport, and his house had a ghost. And he I was tricked into house setting one weekend because I knew about the ghost, but didn't know how active he was. So these are the stories about the ghost.
Wow, that is amazing. Do they have more ghosts in Louisiana than they do anywhere else?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, yes. South Louisiana is known as just very prominent in the spirit world. Let's put it that way. And you can Google it. I mean, it's everywhere because you never know where your homes are being built. You know, you could be on top of a plantation graveyards, or you could be anywhere. And I'm a devout Christian, but I think there's things we don't understand. And so everyone, you know, if God allows some of this to happen, it's not my place to say they don't exist.
Well, I think there's a lot we don't understand. As a matter of fact, and I don't understand this, but when I lived in Decatur, Texas, we had a ghost, and he was the tomato farmer who lived on that property, you know, many hundreds of years ago.
Right.
I discovered that because tomato crops started coming up, and just kind of all came together. But he watched over my kids. It was amazing.
It is. Yeah. And that is exactly the same scenario my brother experienced, because his ghost was the one that built that house. And he had the opportunity to meet one of the descendants, his great-great-granddaughter, who was very advanced in age, came to see them and introduced herself, and then asked her, had they met Roger? And my brother said, I'm not sure where would I've met him. She says, oh no, he's my grandfather. He died about 150 years ago.
Wow, that is interesting. Oh, I can't wait to read your books. They sound intriguing. Now, do all of your books have that flair of the ghost, or is it just the family secret?
Actually, no. This is very interesting. I didn't even realize that I leaned so much in that direction until probably about 8 months ago. The short story I was acknowledged for, it was written in around 2019, and it has a supernatural element to it. And I will explain later how that came about. And then I got to thinking, since my family secrets posts were such a major success, then I thought also I've written 3 novels. The first one is purely suspense fiction. The second one, though, takes place in South Louisiana. That does have some unexplained events, because my characters find themselves in one of the colonies in the back of the swamps. And then my third book deals with a time travel.
Wow.
And then the fourth book that's on the drawing board is the second in that series, that also is an expansion of the time travel capabilities.
Wow. Have you time traveled? Oh, wait a minute. You don't have to tell.
Well, those are very good. I mean, that book is called The Gifters. And my police detective is given the gift to go back in time to solve a crime that he's having a very difficult time handling. And so he goes back and falls in love with the victim.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. You know, this sounds like some of the TV. Have you ever thought about being a screenplay writer? Because it sounds like some of the TV shows that we've been watching. We've been watching, I believe it's Blue Bloods, you know, and it's all about the time.
Oh, yes.
But they don't go back in time.
Right. Well, it's a lot of growing up when I was a little girl. One of my favorite pastimes, my dad loved Perry Mason, And we also then, what was it? The Twilight Zone. So
Right.
those are
Yeah,
two things that we kind of had in common. And our dad and I were the only ones that would watch Perry Mason. And I could always, if you've ever seen it in the old black and white ones, they'll give you a clip before they go to commercial, the first commercial.
Right. Right.
And I always knew who did it before the end of that first little clip. And my dad would say, Donna, don't tell me. Don't. So I'd get up and I'd run to the door, and I said, such and such did it. And then I'd run to my bedroom.
Oh, well, Donna, this has been so fascinating. Cannot wait to the second part of our show. We're going to take a short break here to let our sponsors do their things. We'll be right back.
Each and every one of us has a mission in life. Mine is to help people laugh through the good times and the bad. My name is Charlotte Canion, and I'm an author, a speaker, and a host on Indie Beacon Radio. If you need me to speak at an event or autograph my book, you can contact me at charlotte@charlottecanion.com. Thank you, and have a blessed day.
Texas Authors Institute of History is not only a nonprofit museum for Texas authors, TAIH is also a place where authors can learn about publishing and book marketing. Check out our new magazine, the Texas Authors Magazine, available for free at texasauthors.institute today.
Thank you for watching the Texas Authors Institute of History show with your hostess, Charlotte Canion.
Well, welcome back. We have been speaking with Donna Joppie, and oh my gosh, she is a fascinating lady. If you believe in ghosts, so she can tell you about ghosts, but she has suspense stories that I'm sure would make the hair stand up on all of our arms. Donna, can you tell us about your latest, what are you writing about now?
My first debut novel comes out October the 8th. And it takes place in the early 1960s with a young lawyer fresh out of law school. It works for this firm, and he is coerced into laundering drug money for a fledgling drug organization, or else the people he loved will start to die. And he keeps it secret until an unexpected situation with the Kennedy assassination exposes him to the FBI. And now he's being chased by the FBI and the drug organization.
Now, is this going to be a series?
It is. The second novel is already written, and that will come out in 2025. And that one has the episodes where they are in South Louisiana. It takes place in New Orleans, and in South Louisiana, an area called Dulac, which is way down the bayou. And from there, they go into the swamps, and they encounter things that they can't explain.
Now, what are the titles of these books?
The first one's called The Memory Trap. And the
Okay,
second
that's the one in the picture. Okay.
Yes. The second one is called Blood Favors.
Blood Savers. Now, that's kind of a unique title.
Blood Favors. A favor, like you do a favor for someone.
Oh, Savers.
Yes, Blood Favors.
Savers. Is that correct? Savers?
Okay. No.
Blood.
Favor. Favors. Favor.
Oh, favors. Favor.
Yes.
And the first was blood, though?
The second book is Blood Favors.
Blood Favors.
Yes,
That's Bloodfavors.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
That's got an interesting title. Now, you mentioned reincarnation, or I'm not reincarnation, you meant going back in time.
That's the
Yeah.
third book. Yes.
Okay,
And
so that's what you're working on now.
yes, Gifters. It's called Gifters, and I'm working on it. I'm finalizing my edits on that one.
Yeah, can you tell us a little bit about that book?
Gifters is sharing with you the young detective, or the detective that is working on a case, and it involves a young street kid who's videoed in front of a Starbucks by all the customers when this woman is shot, and he's embracing her and holding a gun in his hand, so they automatically decide that he's done it. And the police detective has caught the boy, but his gut tells him he didn't do it. And so he is struggling with this because the victim was a young woman who worked in the DA's office. And so then in the middle of the night, he has guests that come to his door, come to his living room, and they're dressed in periods from decades past. And one is from the 1800s, and the other one is a little bit more in the 1920s. And they were one is the hanging judge from the 1800s, and the other one is Clarence Darrow. And so they're gifting him with an opportunity to go back in time for 7 days to find out the details of whether or not this boy actually did this crime. And while he's there, he falls madly in love with the victim. And he has, the detective falls in love with the victim because she's alive.
Wow. Okay, and I'm sure that's part of your secret, but how does I have seen 2 other TV series where one, they jump in the water and they go back in time, and the others, they touch a stone. Is there any special way that they go back in time?
This police detective has inherited his grandfather's watch, and it's an antique watch, a solid gold watch, pocket watch. And so that holds all the ability to travel back and forth in time, because unbeknownst to the detective, his grandfather was also gifted that watch, that gift of going back to help solve, because his grandfather was also a lawyer. So he got to solve some crimes the same way.
So you said he runs into some famous people. Does he do that? And you said they tell him to go back in time. So have they time traveled to our current time?
Yes, because they're long dead, and they show up in his living room. So they've traveled.
Okay. Well, it sounds absolutely intriguing. Now, are you going to have a sequel of these as you go through, since you've gotten into this time travel?
I am. The second book I've already got outlined, and it's called My Sister's Keeper.
Your Sister's Keeper.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagine if you had 7 brothers and sisters, you probably had a sister.
Yes, there's 3 sisters, 4 girls and 3 boys. So yes.
Let me ask you this, and I love to ask authors if they use some of the characteristics of their family members or friends in their books.
Yes, we do. I do. And one of the characters in this book that's coming out is a very sidekick, basically, longtime, lifelong friend to the protagonist. And he is sort of a happy-go-lucky character that has a charm about him and a wit, but he also has a very immature outlook on life. But he's gung-ho on anything and very, very loyal. And I drew from my sweet, adorable son-in-law, who now is a very mature adult, successful man But when I got him, he was 20 years old, and he had this personality, and I fell in love with him then. And so I use that personality in my story. But if you read this novel, don't tell him what I did to him in the later chapters.
You think he's going to read your book? I bet he does.
Probably not, but he will wait for my daughter to tell him what happened. But
Yeah.
yes, and they happen to live near us, so they're only like 8 minutes away from my door. So, but he knows he's dearly loved. But I had to write his personality because he was such a character at that age.
That is neat. And I do hear that a lot of authors and myself, we use life experience
Exactly.
in our stories, and we use people, especially people that have unique characteristics.
Well,
You know,
I like on my website, one of the things that I've written is that writers are recyclers. We use every emotion, every loss, every pain, every joy, every complication that we encounter, and we inflict them on our characters.
I love the term inflict them on our characters. I love that. Oh my gosh. Well, Donna, you are just fascinating. And you know, we're gonna take another short break, but when we come back, Donna's gonna share with you how you can find her, how you can reach out to her, how you can get her books. Just stay tuned.
I am happy to announce that the third issue of the Texas Authors magazine is now available for free. Go to texasauthors.institute, select the magazine heading at the top, then scroll down to issue 3. You are always welcome to review the other issues from our inaugural year. While at our website, Texas Authors can sign up for our newsletter that keeps you informed of the latest news, tips, and tools to be a successful author. Go to texasauthors.institute for more.
We're the ones who dare to dream, to mend the tears and stitch the seams. Hand in hand we'll pave the way for a brighter tomorrow, come what may. Together we'll rise with grace.
Thank you for watching the Texas Authors Institute of History show with your hostess, Charlotte Canion.
Welcome back. We've been speaking with Donna Joppie, and oh my gosh, she's had me in chills. We're talking about ghosts. We're talking about time travel. I mean, talk about a suspense novelist. She is persona today. Donna, how can people get your books? How can they get in touch with you?
My first book, The Memory Trap, will be out October the 8th on Amazon, Kindle, bookstores, wherever books are sold. So you can find it that way. And of course, the other books will be following within one step of a year after. You can find me on Facebook at donnajoppie.com or Donna Joppie, and also on Instagram. And there's also a link on my website, which is donnajoppie.com, that you can sign up for the ghost stories and also for the new ones when they come out. They can automatically be sent to you.
Do you have any book signings coming up?
I am doing one, the book comes out on the 8th. I'm doing one gathering in Horseshoe Bay on the 9th, and then scheduling with the libraries in this local area, and also other book clubs will follow from that.
You know, there's a lot of wannabe authors that listen to this program. And if you had to give them some advice, what would that be?
To not give up. Do not be discouraged. Like I said, I started 14 years ago with absolutely no inkling of an idea of what I was doing. I just started writing, and I kept writing. And then when I would then thought, okay, I had this book. Well, it wasn't a book, it was the name of a well. And so when you get your first negative input, allow yourself 2 days to pout and then get back to writing. Never stop. Keep going and learning. It's the only way you will ever succeed.
Well, it sounds like you've reached your success, but your pinnacle is just keeps rising. And I know that your family is proud of you. Now, you talked about your I believe it's your son-in-law. So you have a daughter. Do you have grandkids?
Yes, I do. I have nine grandchildren. I have 4 children and 9 grandchildren, and my husband has one and expecting another, one grandchild and expecting another. So we're still growing.
You have quite a family. So you'll have many, many more characters to add to your books and add to your stories.
Well,
Yeah,
I can go on quite a while with just my siblings because we're all characters.
Well, have you ever thought, since you have 9 grandchildren, about writing a children's book?
I have not. Actually, I have not. I don't think I can be that calm. Unless I'm killing somebody, I don't get excited.
So you like the suspense side of it, correct?
I do. I like action and suspense. And so that's the way I write. And so I'm not calm enough, I guess, or quiet enough to do a children's book.
Well, Donna, this has been a pleasure. Like I said, you had chill bumps on my arms, and
Thank you.
I can't wait to read some of your stories and read your books, and the Memory Trap, and the new ones that are coming out. And I wish you all the good luck in the world. And it's just been a blast. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Charlotte. You've been wonderful to speak with.
Well, I'm Charlotte Canion, and we're going to close our show with something I always do. I want you to remember that a rose is like a book. You can't know its beauty until you look at it. And a book, well, it's like a rose. You won't know its full beauty till you open it. Until next time, stay safe, and bye for now.
Welcome to the Texas Authors Institute TV show, produced by Beyond Bourgeois for the Texas Authors Institute of History, Incorporated, copyright 2024. If you would like to become a sponsor of our show and help us produce great content, please email us at texasauthors@outlook.com. If you would like to be on the show as a Texas author, please email us at texasauthors@outlook.com for more information. Music is Frolic of Words, created for Texas Authors Institute by Happy